Hi, welcome Wings, Wheels, and Wires, your channel for tech and travel. And today we're going to be talking about the INDI One EV. I've viewed this vehicle a couple times at the Electrified Expo in Long Beach earlier last year. And at the tail end of the year, I saw it here at the Fully Charged Live event here in San Diego. I have a video about the summary of that event up here. And I mentioned it in that video, and one of my viewers asked, hey, can you do a video on this? And of course, what my viewers ask for, they get. So I did some research on it, and unfortunately, for the person who requested this video, careful what you wish for, you just might get it. We'll talk about that right now.
Sound the alarm. I'm coming up. We'll have a ball. I'm sweet like a...
All right, so what do I mean by careful what you wish for, you might just get it? Well, let's just start with the basics about the vehicle. I've seen it a couple times at the event, and while it does look like a solidly built car, I can't say it's ever particularly impressed me. The looks are okay. It kind of looks like a BMW i3 has a love child with a Lucid Air, which I don't know is necessarily a bad thing, but you can definitely see a lot of design language from both. The nose is very i3-ish, the lower plastic panel also. Then the blowouts near the wheel wells on the inside are very Lucid Airish, and the loop around the back is very much like that too. Now, the vehicle itself, okay looking. Let's talk about the specs on this, because this is where the vehicle initially just didn't get that much interest from me. It comes in two trim levels, standard and premium. Standard starts at $45,000. It gets you 230 miles of range, 6.70 to 60, max speed of 120 miles per hour, 410 Newton meters of torque, and it has a single motor and only comes in one color. So this is your base model. And honestly, 230 miles of range for $45,000 these days is pretty sad, actually. There's a whole lot of cars that ring in a lot cheaper than that honestly give you a lot more. I mean, you can get a Model 3, which is pretty similar in form factor to this, starting at 40. And I just don't see it being quite this measuring up. Now, you can also go up to a premium level, which starts off at 69,000. Has a max range of 300 miles. It has a 4.20 to 60, so that's a lot more respectable. Max speed of 130 miles per hour, 730 Newton meters of torque, and then it has dual motor, and it comes in 9 different colors. Definitely much better specs, but we're talking about 69,000. So now you're in the range of a Model Y as far as the price. So honestly, again, I think that anytime you're going to bring a new EV to the market, it has to have something that makes it stand out. If you're going head-to-head with Tesla or head-to-head with the legacy vehicle manufacturers, you have to have something that makes you stand out. And this company does have that, but it doesn't have it in a way that really enthuses me, and I'll talk about that more. You're not going to want to find yourself in a place where you're directly competing with either legacy manufacturers or with Tesla, because with legacy manufacturers, you have their name. You have the decades, many decades of vehicle production to compete with. People will buy a Ford simply because it's a Ford. They'll buy a BMW simply because it's a BMW, and then they'll concern themselves with whether it's electric or not, right? There is that market segment. And if you're trying to go head-to-head with that, you're going to lose. Then, of course, you have the people who are looking at the tech angle, the startup angle, and then they're going to be with a Tesla. And you do not want to go head-to-head with a Tesla. It is not my preferred ideal vehicle, but I can't deny that if I was making a car company, I wouldn't want to try to go against them, right? If you look at some of the other vehicles that I'm pretty excited about, you have like the Aptera, which brings you a very different experience, a very different vehicle. You're talking about up to 1,000 miles of range. This is something that stands out against the competitors. As far as performance stats, this vehicle just doesn't do that. All right. So what does it offer you? Well, I've done a great deal of research on the vehicle, and unfortunately, I can't find an awful lot. There are no test drives because I don't know that anyone's actually driven it anywhere. There are no reviews of it because nobody's been able to lay their hand on it. There's no kind of thing that really shows me something about this vehicle. This is where I started to learn a little bit about what their real goal is. All right, so startup EVs, say for example Tesla, are fundamentally a computer, and then they built a vehicle around it, right? That is Tesla's pride and joy, is the over-the-air updates through the computer. This is the main function of that, and it's what makes Tesla stand out, right? A lot of vehicle manufacturers now, these startups, are starting to refer to their vehicles as devices rather than vehicles. There's a Turkish company that I just saw a video on that they refer to their cars as devices, not as cars. And that's kind of where this vehicle's going, right? Their standout bragging thing is if you look at the hood of the vehicle, there is a large module that's wrapped in copper. And I've seen this on the vehicle, both events I went to. And I was thinking, okay, so this is some kind of high quality control module that modulates the heat and the battery dynamics in a really great way that is sort of like a supercharger kind of thing, right? But no, what this is the vehicle integration computer. This is a module that helps you better play games on the car. It also has the thing where they are able to use it as a blockchain node. You're going to be able to use the car for blockchain transactions, all right, and then make money off of that. So you notice what we have in common here. We have a computer. Its big thing that sets it apart is a computer that lets you better play video games and do online stuff, and better lets you do blockchain functions. So I guess it would really help if I give you a little bit of background about my relationship with cars. I am somewhat of a car enthusiast, and then as I grew older, what I really became was a driving enthusiast, right? I had purchased my Z3. It's a stick shift, small car, small engine, good power to rate ratio, and I'm able to throw that thing through curves. It's a lot of fun. From that, I became, for example, my wife's 3 Series, much nicer car than my Z3, but I didn't enjoy that vehicle as much because there's a transmission lag, because there's an automatic transmission. So this is kind of me. I'm a driving enthusiast. And electric vehicles, one of the beautiful things about them is with that instant torque, it makes the drive so much more fun, right? You have a single speed, high torque transmission, and you're able to just accelerate quickly, control your speed very well, and manage through turns really and have a lot of fun. So I want a vehicle. If you're going to impress me with a vehicle, you need to actually do something that makes the drive better, something that makes me want to drive this vehicle. And I've got to be honest, blockchain nodes and better video gaming experience doesn't make the car work better. So this is one thing that really just stood out for me, that's great that you have that. And there's probably a segment of the market that this will appeal to. And if it does, God bless you. I hope you enjoy this car. But for me, if it doesn't make the car drive better, I really struggle with why I would want to purchase it. And I would definitely struggle with why I would ever recommend it for somebody.